it's obviously the biggest fight of his career, but it's not his toughest opponent just because.
This is Jonathan Agger, fifth pro boxing fans, joined by Roman Fury. Roman, good to see you again. How have you been?
I've been good, we've just saying, won't we? I've had a good Christmas and New Year. I've done what everyone's done. I've ate too much, drank a little bit too much, and I've got a little bit of hard work to do. But it is what it is. Uh, Back in training now. A month back in training, I'm feeling great already. I've just been able to click now, and I'm back into a nice routine. So yeah, I've enjoyed myself. Put back down to business now.
Well, you've got something to get your teeth into. I don't know if for those that don't know, obviously you're on the Joshua-Ngannou card in Saudi Arabia on March 9th. Just talk to me about this opportunity because when you started your career, I imagine in your fourth fight you didn't think you'd be on a card like this on a stage like this.
Yeah, never in a million years. I feel like I've just from each fight, it just gotten bigger and better. And I'm over the moon. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I understand it's a massive opportunity. I'd like to thank Spencer Brown at Gold Star Promotions and His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh for getting me on the card. And it's one that I'm not going to let slip. I understand the importance of this. If I impress on the 8th, they're going to want me back. And it's just a massive opportunity for my career. And like I say, my fourth pro fight. What more can I ask for? I just feel very blessed and very happy to be in this position.
Yeah, it is March 8th. My bad. On that Friday night.
Yeah,
But
Friday night different.
absolutely. But this I feel like you've been waiting for an opportunity to really show everyone what you've got. Do you feel like this is the chance, this is the moment to do it?
100%. It's the biggest card by an absolute mile that I've been on. Um, And Jay's going to be a lot of eyes. There's still people out there that don't know me, which is understandable. I've not established myself yet, but being on these cards and showing my skills and what I've got is the only way to get your name out there, isn't it? I'm not trying to live off anybody else's name. I'm trying to do my own thing, and I've got myself a good deal. So I'm over the moon, and I can't wait to go out there and get it done.
Opponent wise, have you been told about anyone you might be fighting, or is that something you don't know yet?
Not yet. It's still quite a bit to go to the fight, but I'm just going to leave that to me dad and my trainer, and I'm just going to get in the ring and do the work. I'm just focusing on training and getting in the best possible shape, and the rest of it I'm going to leave to the people who take care of that, which I have 100% trust in. So it's all good.
In terms of going to Saudi, what's the plan? Obviously, your brother's fight's coming up in a couple of weeks, so I know you'll be out for that. But when do you actually head out there?
Yeah, I'm going to go over there for Tyson's fight. I feel like you can't not. But for mine, I'm going to try and get over there, a week before the fight, just to acclimatise myself and make sure there's no jet lag or nothing. Um, and yeah, that's about it really. I'm going to do all my training over here because I just feel like it's just better for me to be over here, whether I was here or in Saudi. It's going to be the same work anyway. So, I'm nice and locked away up here in Lancaster and the Hills, and I'm doing all the work. So it's all good.
You've been over to Saudi a couple of times now. Will that help you in any way going into sort of the fight week and things like that, or is it a bit irrelevant?
Yeah, of course it helps. You know what to expect. The Saudis do boxing different to anywhere in the world, in my opinion. It's just massive occasions, big stages. It's kind of like everything's been pulled out. Do you know what I mean? They put on great shows. So yeah, going over there for the big fights that I've seen, it has definitely put me in good stead, and I won't be like a rabbit in the headlights. I'll know what to expect, and I'll be comfortable with it. But definitely Saudi and the Saudis are the best people for boxing, in my opinion. They're just taking it to new heights, haven't they? Look at the fights we've got in such short times, with the best in the world, and that's what we want to see. No politics, no bullshit. We want to see the fights made, and they're putting everything to one side and getting it done. So big up the Saudis.
You got your first stoppage in your last fight. Talk me through that. What was that like for you?
Oh, it was unbelievable. One of the highlights of my life. It was a great feeling to do it in front of my family as well, and it just gave me that extra boost in confidence to know that I've got the power, to put guys away, and that's what any boxer wants. They know they've got it. It's going out there and doing it. So yeah, my confidence has been boosted to no end.
And March 8th is the focus, but there's one man been calling you out, a YouTuber or an influencer, I think they call him, Chase DeMoor. He fought this weekend. He told me in Leeds that you've been exchanging DMs and things like that, and he said basically you're the money fight for him, and he wants you in the summer. What's your thoughts on him?
Yeah, listen, I watched him the other day. He got his first ever win, which is a positive for him. But I've not really seen much improvements. Very little. It's more like a wrestling match in my opinion. The other guy couldn't fight at all, as well. So for him, it's a big fight. I get that. It's a chance to get a name on his record. Although I'm not established, my last name does bring eyes. But for me, it's not really. I don't look at it as much of a test. I'm not being big headed enough, and I'm just seeing what I can see, and he's not got nothing that can trouble me. But listen, it's there whenever I want it. Hopefully for the summer, and I can't wait to see you chasing the ring. So make sure you're ready, buddy.
We've spoken about these guys that you could fight potentially. You've spoken about them. They've spoken about you. Is that something you see sort of you going down this year?
Yeah, I just want to go down wherever makes sense from a business standpoint, and
Mm.
obviously that side of the job, the misfit scene and the YouTube scene, it does make sense because it brings a lot of eyes um, to to their events. But whichever way, I'm not putting no pressure on myself and setting no goals. I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm just going to train, and I believe things will fall into place. So if I'm meant to fight on that card, I will do. If a good deal comes up or a good fight comes up, I will do. But if not, I'm just going to stick to my path of, conventional boxing and winning titles, and hopefully getting some more Saudi shows and impress and grow that way. I'm just going to go wherever makes sense. To be honest with you, like anybody would.
Do you feel like I know you mentioned your name and things like that, but do you feel like you kind of have a target on your back from these guys, and you haven't even had a fight in Misfits yet?
Yeah, 100% is a target because it's a big name, if not the biggest name in boxing. I'm still not established yet. We know that, but the name does bring the eyes. Um, so yeah, it's definitely one that people's going to want on the record. The chance to beat a Fury, and out of the Fury so far, I'm the one that's the newest to boxing, and that probably thinking the best chance to get a win. But I'm not bothered. It just brings me to the big fights, don't it? So bring it on.
Well, hopefully, you can get one of those fights because I think also, these guys will talk in the press conference, and you're probably not going to be afraid to say something back to them.
No, 100%. It's all fun and games, the press conferences, isn't it? Sometimes the press conferences are better than the actual fights, as we've seen in the past. Them guys, that's the job in it. They're good at entertaining, promoting, talking rubbish. And to be fair, I like that side of it as well. And I can't wait to hopefully get in a good war of words with some of these guys, and then saying the people that are tuning in, because that's what it's all about, for the misfit scenes. The people watching that just want pure entertainment and good fights. So I understand that, and I'll be taking that into that scene.
Have any of them ever actually come up to you at any of these events you've been at, with Tommy and things like that, and called you out to your face or even like introduced themselves to you?
No, not what I've no, I've not run into nothing like that.
Mm.
I'm still not like a lot. There's a lot of people out there that still don't know me, and that's fair. I'm still to establish myself, but no, I've not had nothing like that to be fair. But I'm sure, after this chase thing, then they'll all be wanting a piece, won't they? And I'll be wanting a piece of them as well.
Absolutely. Just ask you a few other things. Tommy, I saw, a photo of him on social media. He's had an operation. He said, the last few weeks of the KSI camp, he could only punch with, I believe, his left hand. Uh, you know, is he doing all right? And, you obviously seen him in the gym. Was that, tough for him preparing for KSI with one hand?
Yeah, firstly, he's all good. The operation went great, so now he's just on the road to recovery. And yeah, secondly, I did the full camp with him, and we didn't want to say anything before the fight because we didn't want people saying excuse, excuse, excuse. That's not how we roll. We'll just get on with it, make a decision, and we get on with it. But yeah, it was an absolute nightmare. He was sparring one-handed, he was doing everything one-handed, he didn't use his other hand at all. And obviously, for any preparations and any fight, it's gonna be a nightmare, isn't it? You're not gonna be able to go in there your best. But he still got in there and got the job done. And I just see that hand as a blessing for nobody but KSI, because if it wasn't for the hand, I think we know it would have gone. But he got the win, and we move on, don't we? He's just recovering now. He's got a few other things to work on, and he'll be back, I'm sure, later on in the year.
We've spoken in the past about potential card with the rematch between Tommy and Jake and you against Logan. I know after Logan's fight, you weren't very impressed with him. Do you stand by that as a fight you want in the future potentially if it came up?
100%. I feel that's a massive card. The Furies versus the Paul brothers, and I'd take that fight 100%. And also, I don't see it as a tough fight for myself. The man's a wrestler, isn't he? He's not a boxer, and I think he's put too much muscle on, and it's not going to do him any good for the boxing scene. But 100%, there's stuff to be settled. Is like a family feud going on, isn't it? Who's going to take over boxing, the Pauls or the Furies? So I think it's a great card, and I'd 100% do it in a heartbeat.
Mm. And your other brother Tyson, a couple of weeks away now from probably the biggest fight in the heavyweight boxing in years. Uh, just firstly, some rumors were going around on social media that have been denied by Opetaia that he dropped Tyson in sparring. Obviously he's come out and said, look, I had to go back, to get my sparring in for his own fight against Breedis. But anyone suggesting that I'm sure would have spoken to Tyson and been in touch with his camp. What do you say to any of those rumors flying about?
Yeah, they're just false, aren't they? Jai Opetaia said it himself, and the rumors are rumors from just to build up fights or to get in people's head or whatever. But I'm not there, so I can't comment. But I've not heard anything like that at all. And Jai Opetaia, you've seen, has had to go back because he's had to prepare for a different opponent who's Tyson doesn't match. So that's probably why he's had to go back. But no, I've not heard nothing like that. Just rumors, aren't they?
And what's your thoughts on the fight? Why did you believe that Tyson beats Usyk in this fight?
I just feel like, after his last fight, maybe he underprepared a little bit, or for whatever reason, these MMA guys are, they're awkward, aren't they? As you see with Tommy, people who are not boxers. So I feel like he knows the size of the occasion. He knows what's on it. It's his biggest fight of his career. It's the undisputed fight. And I just think he's going to see a different animal. And I feel like if Tyson shows up, the usual Tyson, how can Usyk beat him? Because there's weight categories for a reason, and Tyson's a natural big heavyweight, one of the biggest in the world, and Usyk has come up, hasn't he? And Tyson has all the attributes that Usyk does, plus size and strength, and a lot of it. So I can't see how Usyk can beat that. But I'm not taking off away from Usyk. He's a great fighter, a great boxer, and I think it'll be a good fight. But Tyson too strong in the end.
Would you say maybe Usyk could be on paper as tough as opponent? I mean, you look at the Klitschko's, Deontay Wilder. In your opinion, do you feel like he's the toughest fight on paper or not?
I don't think he's the toughest fight on paper. I feel like it's obviously the biggest fight of his career, but it's not his toughest opponent just because of the weight thing. If he was probably the same size as Tyson and the rest of it, it'd be a different story. But Tyson's been in there with proper best heavyweights of all time, and he's come through with them. He's been in with Wilder 3 times. And I know Wilder didn't show up in his last fight, but he's one of the most devastating people that's ever entered boxing, and he's come through 3 fights with that. He's beat the undefeated 10-year reigning champion Klitschko. So I just feel like if he shows up, that Tyson that beat them, what can Usyk do? But it's just my opinion, isn't it? I'm not taking nothing away from Usyk.
Final one, Joshua-Ngannou. Obviously, you are on the bill. How do you see that fight playing out?
I think it's a sticky fight for Joshua. I'm not going to lie. I feel like he should win being, if he boxes and moves. But, if you can't move in front of Ngannou, he's going to walk you down all night. And you're not going to knock Ngannou out, are you? Tyson hit him with everything and put the kitchen sink and didn't wobble the man. And I just feel like the pressure for Ngannou, it could tell late on with Joshua just because he's gassed in a few fights. But for one thing's for sure, it's going to be a fight for the fans. I feel it's going to be a slugfest and I can't wait. But big up Ngannou, he's come from nowhere, hasn't he? And to one of the best heavyweights in the world. So fair play to Ngannou, one of the best things I've ever seen, to be fair.
And lastly, Zhang Parker. How do you reckon that's going to go?
Yeah, if Parker boxes and moves again and uses his speed, he should win. But again, as you've seen with the Joyce fight, if he can't move in front of Zhilei Zhang, he's gonna punch your head in. Do you know what I mean? And he's a southpaw, and he's not slow to be fair. So I think it's going to be a decent fight. But I think Parker's activity and his confidence will come in through Wilder. He'll see him through and his speed. So I have Parker, but it's going to be a good fight.
All right. Well, Roman, I appreciate you giving me all this time. Big year it looks like ahead for you, starting on March 8th in Saudi Arabia, and we hope to see you out there.
Thank you, and thanks for your time. God bless.